Here we have a problem where they want the equation of a circle and they give us the endpoints of a diameter. So first I want to draw these points on here so I can see what's going on. So one of them is -1, 1. And the other one is 1, -3. Alright, so what does it mean to be the endpoints of a diameter? So it means somewhere halfway in between these 2 points would be the center. And these are on the outside edge of the circle. So picture, what do I need to write the equation of a circle? I need to know HK, the center, and I need to know the radius. Alright, so picture the center is going to be halfway in between these 2 points. Well, that's the midpoint. How do I find midpoint? I kind of average my x values and average my y values, or I just think for x's, what's halfway in between -1 and 1 would be 0. That's the same as if I add those together and divide by 2. And then what's halfway between 1 and -3? So 1 plus -3 gives me -2. And then divide by 2, because we're averaging it, would be -1. And we can stop and think about that for a second. -1 is 2 away from this number and 2 away from this number. So 0, -1, and we can even kind of see, even before I knew what it was, I could kind of guesstimate what looked like halfway in between. That seems like 0, -1. So now I have the center HK. I just need to know the radius. Well, if I know this point and any of these other points, I can figure out the distance between them. Also, your option, you can find the distance between the original 2 points too, and then cut it in half, because all the way across is the diameter, but we want radius, which is halfway across. But I'm just going to use the center because it seems like an easy point to count to. So here, if I'm going from -1, 1, so on the y, so I'm going from 1 to -1, that looks like it's down 2 units. And then if I go over this point, I'm going from -1 to 0, so that's over 1 unit. Just draw my little right triangle over here so it doesn't get too cluttered. So I have a right triangle. I can just use Pythagorean theorem. So 2 squared plus 1 squared equals r squared. So 4, so that's 5. So r squared is 5, which means r is the square root of 5. Although realistically, notice r squared is the thing that goes into my formula anyways. So now that I have all the stuff, I can write down the formula. So x minus 0 will just be x minus 0 squared, so just x squared. And then y minus k is minus a -1, which becomes plus 1. And then we have r squared is 5. So there's the equation of a circle. So mainly it's just that if they give you the endpoints, halfway in between them is the center, and then you can figure out the radius by whichever distance formula or Pythagorean theorem, whatever you want to use.